a show by Lauderdale, Jones, Scott, and Smith, Winston, Leak. You better act right. Don't drive slow and be wild at night, 'cause you need to know that if you do, that Scotty Ray is watching you. He's everywhere, he's everywhere. That man is faster than a scalded cat. If you do something dumb, then you better run with haste. Scotty Ray's at a wreck before it ever takes place.
And good morning. I'm your friend Scotty Ray, along with Odie, as we learned that Trump may have had a little temper tantrum last night. Which I can't blame him to a degree, as that report was released around 1 a.m. And, well, he told them all what he thought.
What he normally does, and y'all thought he was going to hold back.
No, he's not. I don't blame him on that. I wouldn't hold back. Remember this, sometimes you can't believe everything you read. You have to investigate a little bit further. Sometimes things can be twisted to make it look a certain way. We all know that. So it is what it is. It is behind us now. It's out there. There's people going to be reading it today, and so y'all just expect that stuff there. Some are trying to say that he never would have been elected had that been put out.
Oh,
I don't think so. I think America has had their fill of not being able to protect its own, so to speak.
I mean, this guy he's for everybody. And everybody's gotten mad at him over his taxes. You know, you don't pay taxes. And he looked and he goes, well, why should I? Y'all the ones that wrote the law. He said, now you're just mad because I know it.
There's ways around things.
You know, he said, I'm smart for doing what I'm doing. Y'all the one that wrote the law. I'm just following it and you're mad.
That happens a lot there.
Kind of like that girl might be a little upset.
What's she upset about?
Well, it's not the original.
Now, hang on. Remember now, she's going to come after you. We're on Tuesday. She's going to be here Friday.
That's okay.
Okay.
That's okay. Greg, you know, he's going to mess up in between now and then. So
what do you got to say about her?
This isn't the original, but yet I see that Daisy Duke is in the news.
Oh, she is. She is. This is bad. And we're not sure if something bounced up into her undercarriage or not, but she is divorcing her husband. Jessica Simpson and her husband are calling it split after 10 years.
Yeah.
Wow. Oh, wow, wow.
So I just wanted to make sure that girl knew that Daisy was in the news.
I could not look at Jessica Simpson without hearing these boots are made for walking. Do you remember that?
Yep.
One of those. Nancy Sinatra was the one who sang that, wasn't she? She
had
a nice pair of boots, too. Best I remember. Anybody see that?
Oh, you let them walk, huh?
We certainly are glad that you chose us for your headlines this morning. We got a lot of local things coming up. We're also going to be having, let's show a picture of this guy, see if we can get some pictures of him up here. J.J. Anders
is caught now.
Morning. He's going to be here to talk about what's going on with the county. There's a lot of good things we're going to learn about all of this stuff. Did you have a good Christmas? We hadn't talked to you since then.
Great Christmas. Happy New Year. How about you guys?
Oh, yeah. It went, and it was over.
Yes. Yes.
It was quick.
Off to the new year. Did y'all have a great celebration and all?
No, we do the same thing on New Year's. We go to my Outlaws and do a little bonfire, shoot a few fireworks, and I'm home by 7:30 watching football. I'm not out with the crazies, and the boys have fun shooting fireworks at Dad, and we're good.
You know,
That's it.
I am dead asleep by midnight. I don't.
No, 10 o'clock I was out.
Yeah, so you with me on that too.
No.
You're chasing crime at 12 o'clock. Everybody knows what you're doing.
That does happen occasionally. So we may have to adjust.
Here,
let's see here.
I think it's
just the way the. Let's see here if we do this.
I'm already breaking equipment.
He's got that deer. You got antlers now. I mean,
we had as I mentioned to JJ before we went live, we done a little camera adjustment, and we may have to adjust something. So I think we're going to move the way something is in here, make things better.
You got to always move around stuff.
Yeah, oh, have mercy.
If you're not getting better, you're dying.
But we can see you a lot better now there.
Okay.
Yeah. You got that deer behind him. Got both of them behind him.
Well, that's what the beard's for. You know, it's every hunting season. So.
That's it.
Emily will be glad.
You had any luck this year? Killed
Sorry?
anything? You had any luck?
I haven't. My oldest killed his first one, and he's hunting horns now. My little one, he's getting there. So don't want to rush it, but they enjoy going to the woods with Dad, and I could care less if I shoot anything else as long as they're having fun. And if they kill them, I'm good.
You know, and not everybody understands that. The older you get less mad at them as you used to be.
Especially in the mornings.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah.
Well, especially on mornings like this.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got short sleeves on. It's because I'm not going outside.
And there's heat in here.
Yeah,
And
you know, and I used to
I've got
like
a jacket if I need.
what's behind you. I spent years chasing all that, and it was a lot of cold morning. I mean, where your teeth were chattering, where you just couldn't handle it. And I'm over that now.
It's persistence.
It is.
You know, if you don't give up.
I believe in you can pull up to the green field with your heater on in your truck, let it sit there in the aisle. I'm all about that now. So it runs one off. Whoop-de-doo.
I just wanted to see it anyway.
It is a gorgeous morning as we start today out at, let me make sure we hadn't changed. We were at 29, that wind chill factor just a little bit ago of 23. Let me make sure that we're on the same thing here. Yeah, oh, no, it's worse. We're at 27 now and a wind chill of 19.
And that's right below the unhappy number of 28.
So that's what we've got. A lot to discuss this morning as we begin this. We'll talk about a couple fires in just a second. Then we'll talk to JJ about this big news.
Oh, man, it's just
that
not
is
awesome.
coming. Game changer. And we're going to find out when you will start seeing the effects of this. That's one of the things that we want to know about this. So all that's up and coming. Don't rush off. Grab your coffee. You got about a minute and a half there to grab them. When it comes to enhancing your outdoor experience, you need a companion that can keep up. The Kubota RTV 850 Sidekick at Parrish is your ultimate utility vehicle for every adventure. From the deer camp to trail riding or just working around on the farm, the Sidekick delivers powerful performance and versatility. These units start at $15,499 cash and have a $2,000 rebate. Financing is available as low as $285 a month.
We welcome you to a new vehicle buying experience here at Doc's Toyota. Buying a new vehicle doesn't have to be stressful, but don't just take our word for it.
This was the best experience I've ever had buying a vehicle.
Doc's employees are top-notch.
I drove 2 hours, not once, but twice, to purchase 2 vehicles with a 5-month time frame.
Doc's delivers competitive pricing, a comprehensive selection, and flexible financing options, helping you get on the road from Carthage, Meridian, and beyond. There's a reason why there's no deal like a Doc's deal.
The Precast Group, offering you the best selection when it comes to a storm shelter. Located on 145 South in Meridian, where they offer above-ground shelters that can be installed in your home as you're built-in, or conveniently located right outside your home if it's already built. They also offer storm shelters that can be installed in a slight bank or on flat ground. Protect your family today with a very affordable storm shelter from the Precast Group. Highway 145 South, 601-482-0003. The Precast Group. Welcome back as we begin this. As we mentioned, a fire broke out this morning on 56th Avenue. If you're traveling Highway 19, it would be west there before you get to College Park. Let's take a look at what we had this morning as we'll show you a couple of video clips here of what was going on as the Meridian firefighters arrived on scene. Now, that home is completely destroyed at this point. This, again, here's 56 as we look at that. Major damage to that home.
Yeah, and that may be a complete total loss.
I believe so. We see our firefighters on the scene. They're doing what they do every single day of the year. A fantastic job by them. We just hate to see anybody that lost their home during this time there.
Do they know what caused it?
Not yet. I hadn't had a chance to speak to anybody. A lot of these times it's just something sparks. We had one last week. Something popped out of the fireplace. Ember. Yeah, I couldn't think of the word there. And that does occasionally happen. Y'all watch this as we talk about space heaters and things of that nature. Y'all really watch those. Don't get a curtain anywhere near them. And what do you say?
3
never,
foot,
ever do?
never plug it to an extension cord straight to the outlet. They can be safe, but they can also be one of the most dangerous pieces of equipment you have in your home.
I had one that if you knocked it over, it would turn off. I don't know if all
A lot of
them
your
have that
new
feature.
ones now, and I don't know what the date that started, but all of those devices have got to have an anti-tip device in it.
Really?
Now,
Okay. It's
so
your old ones.
It's your old ones that don't have that, and a lot of your old ones are still working. So there may be some out there that don't have an anti-tip. And there's some out there, your newer ones. If they get too hot, they will automatically cut off.
Okay. Keep it in mind because it's cold, and by next week it's going to be even colder. We want safety. We want everybody here to watch us in their own house, not from a motel room or your neighbor's house where you're having to stay. JJ, what brings you out as we're learning about a new facility coming to Lauderdale County? Tell us about this, and I don't mean this ugly.
No.
I want everybody to understand this, but the city jumped out there and made an announcement I don't think that anybody quite understood, and we all felt that this should have been a group. Everybody that was involved, press release.
Right.
And so explain to us what's going on.
So, and we were just talking about 2 years ago when I was running, we've all asked the question for 40 or 50 years, why hasn't Meridian or Lauderdale County gotten the big one yet? Why haven't we had success in economic development? Well, it's because, in my opinion, it wasn't the right fit. We hadn't found the right fit, and now we have. This is not, no one person can take credit for us landing this company that is coming. It was a group effort. Everybody from the Board of Supervisors to the NBDC to our state delegation to the governor to MDA to past boards of supervisors, past city councils that had the foresight.
And the power company.
I'm getting to
That's
them.
the big one.
Oh, that's the big one. To have corporate partners like Mississippi Power that believe in our area and believe in the men and women and the people that live in Lauderdale County to push us like they did. These companies, I found 3 ways that economic development happens in my first year on the board. Either they contact us directly, through the MBDC or what have you, or either they go to the state with MDA. Bill Cork over there does a great job as head of MDA. And then the state contacts us and says, hey, we've got a company interested. Do y'all have any sites available? If you do, send us a packet, then we'll go from there. And the third way is corporate partnerships, and Mississippi Power had extra power on the grid. This company, Compass, said, hey, we're looking for a new location. We understand you have, extra power on the grid. Do you know of anything in Mississippi? Which I really think they knew about us before. A company this big does they do their own homework before they contact anybody.
Yeah.
And so Mississippi Power worked really good with us, really good with them. Getting the power contract done. And then it's like if you open a lemonade stand, you have to have power. You have to have utilities. So anybody that's been in business or is on their own business knows there's a checklist. What do I have to do? What permits? What this? What that? And so, everybody working together, we have a lot to offer. We had the pad-ready site. We had the extra power on the grid. But what is this company going to bring to us? Well, what they're bringing to us is the largest, if not the largest, capital investment in state's history. It's one of the top 2 or 3. I mean, this
now we're looking at $10 billion
plus,
and possibly that's where I was going.
Plus,
it's going to be really more than that.
Yes, we won't really understand or really realize the fruits of this for at least 7 to 10 years.
All right, let's talk about that as we look at this. And everybody wants to know this. All right, this is coming to town. Construction has kind of already began.
It has. We gave
Davison Holland is there.
Yeah, we actually gave them an early entrance agreement back before the first of the year so they could start doing dirt work. They want to start building. You will start seeing a building on that site by this summer. The outskirts of it. And so what this company is, they're basically a landlord. They build these shells, and then any company out there, and I'm not saying because we don't know who their tenant's going to be, because no landlord's under any obligation
to tell you anything,
to tell you who their tenant is. But they build this shell. They advertise, hey, we have this square footage, we have this available wattage. Who wants it? And you can just go to and see in the NASDAQ top 5 or whatever it's called. It's probably going to be one of them.
Right.
I mean, it is high tech. It is large capital investment, but for the citizens of Lauderdale County, it's low population impact. And what that means is after the 7 to 10 year construction phase, which is basically going to be a mini lignite, but we're gonna reap the most benefits from sales tax because lignite plant the workers were divided between Philadelphia, DeKalb, and Meridian. This time they're going to be all in Meridian. in Lauderdale County. Maybe a few in Clark and Kemper, but basically, so the sales tax and all. But then after that, it's going to have 200 to 300 permanent direct jobs at the facility.
Right.
So these are going to be people that are monitoring the servers, the data banks. They're going to be, very highly educated, very high tech. But then
that's 200 to 300 at this job, not support businesses that come along with it.
Exactly. So the support is going to be conservatively two to three times that. When we went out to Dallas in the fall to actually touch, feel, and see this, because I'm just a very visual person, and before I commit to anything, I'm gonna have to see it. It's just who I am. It's the way I was raised. And about every 20 yards, every 20, 25 yards, it looked like a mobile home. It was a Cummins diesel backup generator on either side of the building. Because once they flip the power on, it can never go off.
It's got to stay.
So like that, I mean, you're talking potential eight buildings with all those suckers on either side of it. Somebody's got to monitor those, check it, make sure it's running. I mean, just the maintenance schedule on that is a full-time career for some young man or woman that loves working on things, that can get on with a support company. I mean, they'll have a career. These buildings are built to last over 100 years. This is not the first one this company has done. They've done a bunch of them, so we're not getting the first model.
This isn't a trial run.
This is not a trial run. This is a proven commodity that, like I said, on the back end, it's going to be low population impact, so our roads and bridges, our infrastructure, isn't going to have 2,500 new people riding on them, driving up house prices because of low inventory or whatever. This is going to be the kind of the best of both worlds, in my opinion, and it's going to bring a lot of extra tax revenue starting in. It'll begin, we're projecting, in fiscal year 28, and then go up from there as each building is built and turned over to the tenant, and they start outfitting it with all the computers and data banks and what have you. So my challenge as a supervisor is to get from right now to fiscal year 28.
That'll be our first year to get any taxes back.
That's what we're projecting, yes. Now, if there's delays, it could be 29. But, best case scenario is fiscal year 28.
What is the county at this point having to, say, put up? How much money do we have to put up before we get some return on
that? Is the best thing. They bought this land. Anybody that knows me knows that I don't give a lot of things away. I mean, except for charity. Right. Emily and I do support a few charities. But, in business, it's bought, not given. And so they paid $20,000 an acre for 303 usable acres. So the county got $6,060,000, which I personally believe we should set aside and buy another piece of land or pieces and get them site ready. Because
is that the key to it? Do you think that we have to have a site ready?
It has to be a blank canvas. These companies now, they don't want to wait. And I've been very blessed to be in a lot of conversations my first year. They don't want to wait 18 to 36 months while you're, clearing the trees, grubbing, knocking a hill down, getting it flat, and they're still having to do some dirt work, but they want a basic blank canvas that their designers, their engineers, their architects can say, wait a second, this meets the size parameters. All right, let's do a CAD drawing and put our facility on there. Okay, yeah, this works for us. This site works for us. The
sooner they can see the footprint, the sooner they can start designing the building,
and the sooner
they can get open. Because ever since the time they say, "I want it, I'll buy it, let's start," they're losing money until the day they open up.
Correct. And like I say, this was such a collaborative effort from everybody involved. I mean, all the economic development is like, Odie shooting a 22. Scotty Ray shooting another 22, and me shooting a 22, and let's try to make all three bullets hit each other, in mid-flight. There's a lot of moving pieces. There's a lot of moving parts.
And as we've said, it seemed that other parts of the state had this working except our area.
Correct.
Now, again, this is not one of those like where in Jackson where they have the Amazon, where they have, I don't know how many people work at that factory that they've got over there. It's a lot more on the working end of it. This is going to bring in, if I'm understanding this right, a lot more tax revenue than it does. We'll have 200 to 300 people, but it won't be thousands.
200 to 300 direct jobs, and then you're going to have, in my estimation, and I'm trying to be conservative as well, 2 to 3 times that in ancillary support jobs. But what it's also going to bring, it's going to bring support companies along with that. So let's say, for example,
what was I was saying the other day, when you start something and you put this together and a company
Correct.
comes in and they're starting to show that this area works,
right.
Success is going to breed success.
Yeah, well, it is. And also on top of that, so when this shell gets built, and and I say I'm the company and I rent it to Odie. Odie's going to go in and buy all these computers and data banks. Well, whatever company that is, knows that every 4 to 5 years you're going to pull everything out and replace it with new. So it's probably going to have some type of facility here and workers themselves to do that, because if you're building 8 buildings, you're not going to replace everything in 1 year. You're going to do it on a cycle. Yep. So each year they're going to be doing something. So they're going to have a footprint here, and I'm saying Cummins, the diesel generator backups, because that's what we saw out there. I'm assuming they're going to use the same ones here. There's going to have to be a support company here, whether somebody local or a new company coming here. But then also, what does that do for the rest of the country when they look at Meridian, Mississippi, and Lauderdale County and East Central Mississippi? Whoa, they're having this big data center, this high-tech thing. What else could we go there? It's like you said, success breeds success, and the dominoes will start to fall. I mean, I can't obviously say, but
it looks good.
Well, I can't say the companies, but we've had a lot of other interest in the past 6 months.
Since then.
That's a good
which is really, really, really good. And that's why I'm such a proponent of taking that money that we got, that they paid for the land, and using it to buy more land. But you asked what we gave them. We gave them a $9 million site improvement loan. Or the state gave us a loan, that RETA. If you remember back a few months ago, you saw the notice to bond in the paper. It really wasn't a bond. It was a loan through MDA and the state. It's $9 million that the city's going to split with us. It's basically going to be 5-4. It really, based on millage, it should be about 4.7, 4.3, somewhere in there, that we pay and the city pays. But they're going to get that money when they start getting bills from the people doing the dirt work and the site prep. We will pay that. We will give them that money through the state, and then when the fee in lieu of money starts, because any company that does a capital investment of $100 million or more can qualify for fee in lieu of, which is fee in lieu of taxes. And so it basically gives them a little bit of a tax break for a few years. And then, but when we start getting the fee in lieu of money in 28, that's when we'll have to start making those payments back to the state.
So you need to do a break real quick.
Right.
I'm sorry. I get going and I need to shut up.
Well, because the tax part, we do want to touch on that. And
we'll be right
we know
back.
got to pay some bills. So
we'll be right back.
Hi, folks. Paul Brown with Dixie Buildings. We're here to take care of all your building needs for your personal and your business needs. That includes portable buildings, carports, sheds. Don't forget your hunting camps are coming in. You can start out with our 8x10s. If we cannot haul it, we can build it for you on site. We have 2 locations, one on Highway 19 South and our home office just around the corner on Long Creek Road. Just give us a call at 601-483-4943.
Rockhouse Gun and Pawn, located at 5430 Highway 19 North, is ready for spring. From weed eaters to push and riding lawnmowers, and one of the largest selections you'll find in chainsaws, along with power tools and generators for backup power. Maybe you're in the market for a TV or maybe a guitar. And not to mention a large selection of diamond rings and Louis Vuitton purses. The Rockhouse Gun and Pawn even has a private lobby for your pawns for confidentiality. Visit them today, Highway 19 North, Rockhouse Gun and Pawn. The tractors are rolling at Freeman Tractor on Highway 494. Drop in and see Keith, Cornbread, or Buttermilk. They've got a tractor that fits the need that you have. Whether it's a 26 horsepower, a 40, or bigger. Plus, they offer 0% financing for up to 96 months. Whether it's a part, a new tractor, 0% financing, or just simply a laugh. 601-626-8759, Highway 494 in Collinsville. That's Freeman Tractor. Welcome back. I'm your friend Scotty Ray along with Odie. What happens when you, hit a police car? I mean, it could be your fault. It could be somebody else's fault. In this case, last night as I arrived on scene, somebody would bump a police car. Front row. Odie, the bad part is, if you've got a warrant out for you, it's probably not good to hit a police car.
He may have been cold and was looking for.
You mean she?
Oh, yeah. She
yeah.
may be cold and was looking for 2 hots and a cot.
This would be right near the White Castle where all of this would happen last night, going up the hill to the Evangel Temple.
Yeah.
And got a nice little ride to the jailhouse now is what we got from that. It's just... Seriously, if you got a warrant, pay extra attention to your driving abilities.
Yeah, don't text and drive.
Yeah, I mean,
you
come on.
can't make this stuff up.
If you're going to hit a car, make sure they don't have these little lights on top, you know.
And we don't know all the details of this, but I do know that the fire marshal has been called to investigate this little scene right here as we go to take a look. This was at the Days Inn last night as the Meridian Fire Department showed up for a car on fire. Now, we don't know what caused. The fire marshal may know by now, but he was sent to investigate the situation, as they say. Engine number 5 arrived on scene, put the fire out pretty quickly there, but could have turned into something a whole lot worse.
Yeah.
My, oh my, oh my. So that's what we got.
Y'all keep coming with the text and comments and all that. We're working on. We got technical difficulty.
I don't know why
But
that's showing there.
Y'all keep doing y'all. We're going to try and fill some in.
I hit refresh and it just didn't do it. We have a wreck. I just got in Neshoba County. One vehicle on County Road 614 in Neshoba County. We're going to get that loaded here in just a second. No injuries being reported, but a rump road. Yeah, we'll get that picture up here in just a second.
Yeah,
So you still have to watch out for all the deer right now too. I saw 2 coming out here this morning.
they are on the move with this cold weather
going on too.
Yeah, and they're chasing each other around. So if that doe runs out in front of you, watch out.
Yeah, unless you're in the shoot house, then get ready.
Then get ready.
Yeah,
because he's coming too.
He's coming,
and he ain't paying attention to you right now.
He ain't worried about you.
That wreck does involve an 18-wheeler off the roadway there. The sheriff's department on scene, I'm sure. The MHP is also en route there. We had somebody report an accident last night. They were backing up, ran into a fence. This would be on 5th Street. Small injuries, minor, we'll put it at minor, were reported with this.
How big was the fence?
Well, it was just, about yay high, about right here. I don't know what went wrong over there. 5th Street. Fire department came on out and helped them too. MPD was on scene, so as they helped them. As we go back to talk about a change of what's coming in Lauderdale County is new business. Now, there are a couple of things that go to mind. We're seeing that 200 to 300 people could be employed full-time here. Whether they're from here or hired and brought in, we don't know yet. That's for the company to decide.
Right.
What can we expect in reality of workers that will be coming to Meridian that will build this? And you're saying anywhere from 5 to 8 years to build it somewhere along there?
All right. So it really is going to depend on multiple factors, and what I mean by that is, what is the power schedule from Mississippi Power to them? They've committed to the 500 megawatts, which is they're going to be, if not the largest consumer of power in the state.
So they've got to build this
right
from Mississippi Power.
They've got to. So they're increasing their
generating plant
infrastructure footprint and everything like that in the area, but also it's going to be on a power schedule is what they call it. So in year X we're going to have Y power, and so on and so forth, and then it's going to depend on the tenant, their end customer from Compass, who signs the lease to come here for them, and so which if anybody's listening saying, well, they don't have a tenant. Trust me, they wouldn't be doing this if they didn't already have a tenant. So and then it goes with, okay, does the customer want 2 buildings the first year, or do they want to do 1, 2, 1, 2? How does that look? So there's a lot of moving pieces again. I mean, again, anybody that works in business knows that it's not just black and white or cut and dry. Yeah. There's a lot of moving parts, a lot of moving pieces. And then another thing that's really not getting talked about too is the guts, as I call it, all the data banks and the servers and everything. What is the timeline on getting them too? Because they have to be built, and and anybody that knows in technology, every 6 months it changes. It gets better. So how does that roll out, and when does that come in? So there's a lot of moving pieces, but I think you're going to see at least 1 building start this summer, if not hopefully 2. Depending on how quick the power schedule is, obviously we're not privy to that because that's between two private companies, that power schedule. But again, Mississippi Power and Southern Company they've been a really good partner. If you see somebody from Mississippi Power, thank them.
So we hear this company of this size and other companies that come in here, we're going to give them tax incentives. We're going to give them a tax break. Then on the other hand, we're looking at generating a huge tax base coming into Lauderdale County. So what kind of relief on taxes do these companies get when they come in? And where does the taxes come from that they actually pay?
All right, so like I said a minute ago, because the capital investment is over $100 million, they qualify for something called fee in lieu of. So it's fee in lieu of the property taxes or your inventory taxes, that kind of thing. It's basically going to be 2/3 of that, I believe, is that we're still working through that with the attorneys, and you got to have some good attorneys. And I will say, Lee Thaggart, he's the board's attorney, and he has done a phenomenal job with this. He works long hours and not a lot of things, but Lee has done a really good job with this and making sure the county's protected.
All right. As we look at this, back to my original question, how many people do we think will come in and
do work?
Is it going to be 1,000 people, 1,500?
I think it'll be 1,500-ish, if not more.
All right, let's ask this because it went wild in Lauderdale County. And
the sales tax for the city is going to be phenomenal.
Right, but I want to go a step further than this because I like to look out for the people that live here, and I know what is coming.
Yeah.
Rent.
Yeah.
It got horrible, y'all, during this thing that happened at the Kemper coal plant to where families could no longer. Do we expect an influx like that? And y'all have no control over it.
We have no control of that.
And I want to point that out.
Yeah,
but do you foresee this again, rent going through the roof?
You can't predict the future, but if you're looking for a place to rent, I'd go ahead
lock it in.
Lock it in. And
that's what's
and I hate to say this, because, having friends that are landlords and stuff, make sure you pay your rent on time. Don't give your landlord a reason to
break a lease.
Yeah, if they're holding up their end of the bargain, you need to make sure you're holding up yours.
Because if I'm figuring my Wheaties right over here, it's starting now. It is not going to be things are gonna because this is going to be coming.
Yeah, they're gonna do dirt work for a few months, and then it's this summer. I have a feeling. Now granted, things can change, but I have a feeling this summer we're going to see a lot. The traffic's going to be a little heavier in Meridian.
But as you pointed out there, with these people coming in, it brings in a lot of tax, whether it's just eating. Our stores are going to have a lot more foot because they're going to need clothes, they're going to need shoes, they're going to need.
The restaurants. Winn-Dixie, Walmart. Even your furniture store. Everybody will be affected positively from a business standpoint, from a growth standpoint, and we think it's just the first domino to fall. We think there are others that could be falling hopefully pretty soon as well. But the challenge is you can't make an omelet without breaking some eggs. There will be some adjusting. There will be some headaches. You may have to leave 5 minutes earlier to go somewhere, but just stay safe out there. And, at the end of the day, it's going to be a really good thing for Lauderdale County because the fee in lieu of money that's going to come in, right now, every dollar we pay in taxes, in property tax, whatever, goes to a certain millage. Mm-hmm. But the fee in lieu of goes straight to the general fund. It's not attached to a certain millage. So we can use it. So it'll be split a third, and a third. The Lauderdale County will get a third.
Is going to get a third.
I wish, Odie. Well, hey, but we might be able to get you that new truck in a couple of years. So Lauderdale County will get a third. The city of Meridian, because the facility itself is in the city limits, will get a third. But then the Lauderdale County schools will get a third, not the city of Meridian schools, because even though it's located in the city of Meridian, it's in a Lauderdale County school district.
I got you.
Territory.
So they could get an influx.
Oh yes,
$40 million.
Well, we don't. I'm not putting a number on it because I don't know. I don't want. I don't want to put too high. It'd be a little less.
Let me ask this.
You said this.
You split $40 million.
You brought up there, and I have to ask for the taxpayer.
Absolutely.
You brought up millage there.
Yeah.
As we all know, millage just went up. My house taxes.
No, millage didn't go up. Property tax went up.
Property taxes.
We did not raise millage.
Somebody did. Who did?
No, we didn't. We did not raise millage. So the state every 4 years, like we talked about last time,
But our
mandates-
property, but y'all have the control. Does the supervisors, can they not bring that millage down?
We can, but
Right.
we did not because we made a business decision
Okay.
not to rob Peter to pay Paul.
All right, our Peters are killing us because
Right.
my property tax went up 46%. People,
I know it
46. And what? Let me just explain this.
Sure.
I will have to move or do something because when I get 65, I can't afford this. There's no way. What is the board of super? And I'm not the only person out there
Sure.
that their taxes have been just. And let me just tell you, I'm paying $62 with homestead exemption, $6,200 now. $6,200, y'all. I want y'all to listen to me.
Mm-hmm.
What is the board of supervisors after this? Is that property millage going to be lowered to the taxpayer? Will this come down? We're going to have the money that we were missing now. We've got this company coming in that's going to fill some holes. Will that come down any to help the people that live here?
Absolutely. Well, I can't say that we're going to lower millage immediately because we have to look at the best way to be good stewards of this money. Me personally, I want to start first attacking debt. But if you lower the millage, you affect the fee in lieu of amount you get also.
But
Because
that
it's
affects the taxpayer.
But
right?
it
That's what
does.
I'm-
But there are other ways to affect to help the taxpayer out. Could it be lowering the garbage fee? Or
Wait a minute. $168
No.
a year compared to $6,200 don't add up to me.
Well, but also paying off $50+ million in debt could set us up long term. My thing is there are going to be ways that we can look at it, and these are all great discussions that we can have over the next few years. But until we know the amount, I'm not going to commit to, yes, I'm going to lower the millage X percent. No, what I'm going to tell you is I'm going to do just like I've done in my own business and like I've done in my own household. I'm going to attack debt first to get my financial house in stable order, because if you have a financial house that's in stable order, you're set up for long-term success. You're also going to look at different ways that you can help the citizens. But will there be some? Probably, but I'm not going to sit here today and say, yes, I'm going to lower millage by X, because we don't know what situation we're going to be in. And that's just the beginning in FY28. Each year for a decade until this thing is completely built out, will we fully realize that amount that you were guesstimating at, that we're all guessing at, because we don't know what this is going to be appraised at.
Let's look at
Does that make sense what I'm saying?
We've got debt now, but look, how did we get in the mess we're in of owing so much that we kept having to raise the millage to cover our debt?
My understanding is the county has not raised millage since like 2018, 2019. They did a $3 million, I think.
But let's just
still.
go back to then. Our millage is high. What's going to stop? And tell me what the precautions are. There's going to be a lot of money coming in. What's going to protect us from us overspending again? Going, wow, we got all this money, and the next thing we're in.
That's real simple. That is real simple.
Tell me.
To protect you, it is every citizen that is watching, listening, or has family or friends, tell them all, go vote for the person that you think is going to be the best steward over this money. I mean, all I can do is thank the people of District 1 for this opportunity that I'm absolutely loving more than I even thought I would. And, I mean, Odie,
but you know where I'm going.
Yeah, but I know
that.
exactly where you're going with. All I can do is speak for me, and I can't speak for anybody else. I know we've got a great board right now. All 5 of us get along. But, I mean, I can tell you right now, I have no intentions of ever raising millage or anything like that. But at the end of the day, when we start getting this extra revenue in, Odie can tell you, the county faces a lot of challenges right now. We've got the second most bridges in the state. We've got, 14 that are closed right now? We've got several others that the state could come in or the feds could come in and shut down today. If they
We're lucky they don't shut one down right now.
I mean, so my thing is, it's easy to sit here today and say, all right, we're getting all this money, but I don't think necessarily the first year or the first 2 or 3 years the best thing to do would be immediately cut taxes. Let's get some of these major issues taken care of first.
We pay off the airport.
But as normal, let's go back to the state. Now, this has nothing to do with the supervisor, but y'all remember when we got all that money from the tobacco?
Yeah.
Boy, Mississippi looked good. How much of that money's left? Zero. They went through it like there was nobody.
Well, the attorney felt good.
Well, somebody did, but I'm just saying. And as you said, the way to protect this is to vote, and to vote wisely.
Right, and I can
to
tell
make
you,
sure.
Well, you're talking about the state. I mean, I can tell you right now, the main four members of, and one, rest his soul, just passed away, but Steve Horn, Billy Adam Calvert, Jeff Tate, our state delegation has really been in lockstep with us locally. That they've helped throughout this process. We're all on one page, working together. And I wasn't here, beforehand, but so I don't know if that's always been the case, but I do know now.
We do have some great people in the state.
We do
working with
that
us,
help
and
us
even
out.
Besides y'all, but on that. We'll be back real quick. We're going to take another break. We're not going to go very far. We're not going to go very long. Stay with us.
At the Back Porch, we're bringing families back together for fun, food, and all the things you love to enjoy around your home. Every event starts with a great grill, great cookware, and accessories. Add in some locally sourced meat and dairy, along with frozen vegetables and casseroles, and over 500 brands of spices and sauces. Relax in our chairs, swings, day beds, and have fun with our cornhole boards. From coolers to trailers, we have everything you need. When you see the big chair, you've made it to the Back Porch.
At Pettit Jewelers in Philadelphia, Mississippi, trust Nicole with your priceless heirloom jewelry. With generations of refined expertise, she ensures your cherished pieces are meticulously cared for. Pettit Jewelers, Philadelphia.
Our local headlines are brought to you by the Rock House Gun and Pawn.
And welcome back. I'm your friend Scotty Ray as we begin our day, as we discuss things that are coming to Lauderdale County. Some things are great. And
the good, the bad, and the ugly.
Yeah, and you have to look ahead as to what's coming here. We did have some gunfire reported last night. We did. 34th Avenue in the 1300 block. That nobody was hurt, nobody was injured, but we did hear that. I also had reports yesterday, 42nd Street area. Again, no injuries.
I was wondering because we hadn't seen a whole lot of McGruff this year.
Yeah, McGruff
is to come out a little bit.
It's still going. It's just been kept extremely quiet. If you don't talk about it, then it didn't happen, is what some think.
That's why we do local news here.
That's right. We're all over that. Speaking of, we had some people passing through town yesterday, and your heart ever felt for them? And they had a little baby in the back, and they were involved in a 3-vehicle accident right before you get to the Evangel Temple. And as we go out here to take a look at this, let's pull this up. Their car was disabled. It wouldn't run. And they had to call a wrecker, and then they had to get a rental car to make it out of town. And what was that about? I don't know.
Oops.
And it comes across here, and that's one of the cars. And as this pans, they were pulled up a little bit. I'll pause it here when it gets up here. These two cars were also involved. It was like a domino effect. Boom, 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 boom. Yep. And I felt so sorry for them because y'all think about that being out of town and then all of a sudden you don't have a way to leave.
Right.
I felt for them right there. That's just a toughie there. Let's see. We got a ribbon ceremony coming up, ribbon cutting out at the Frank Cochran Center. Do y'all know about that?
No. It's going to open it up.
How many millions? 3, 4, 5? What was it? Was it 3?
I can't remember what 3 million something.
Something like that.
Plus the insurance, something like that.
So it is back open. It was damaged by a fire. It seemed like a few years ago.
Yep.
I think so. So that's coming back tomorrow. I think we're having a ribbon cutting for the grand reopening of Wendy's on 8th Street. On North Hill Street, if I remember correctly.
Oh, has it been closed?
Well, no, they just redone it. It's
Okay.
kind of like when we had the rededication of North Hill Street.
Well, I hope they brought
ribbon
back
cutting, and I went,
those
hasn't there been a
caramel-
street here?
That was-
Jimmy, I see a street. What's this about? But, who am I to...
Well, I hope they bring back the caramel frosties, all I got to say.
Oh, dude, let me show you this. This was given to me as a gift.
Yeah, we give Dad one every year.
You got it. I paid...
Yeah. You paid what, 3?
I paid for mine.
No, somebody give it to me. They bought it and give it to me as a gift. But you can use this to get, isn't it a free frosty?
Yeah, a free mini frosty, but they don't have caramel no more.
My brother and I give my dad one every year for Christmas, and he loves it. So, yeah.
Those frosties, I'm here to tell you. But I think they're going to be giving away a few things there tomorrow there as we bring that about.
We are getting reports now of another wreck in Meridian. Let's see what we've got here. Wreck at the intersection of 29th Avenue and 45th Street. So, 45th Street and 29th Avenue. Does that cross?
Let me see here. Let me look it up here on a map.
45th Street and 29th Avenue. I don't think them two. That don't G-haul. Yeah, it does. 29. That's going to be that stop sign.
Right there.
35th. Yeah.
Right there. That is going to be, let's see where we're at. Right down from North Hill Street.
Yeah, they built that new road right through there.
Yeah. That's that first stop sign that you come to.
Yeah.
So
the 35th Street. So there we go. So there we've got a wreck. Not sure about injuries at this point, but the roadway, the intersection is blocked. So if that's a route you take.
Yeah, it's a four-way stop right there.
Yeah.
And right, the dentist office is right down the street from it.
This gives you a bird's eye view, and that'll run you right back to Poplar Springs Drive through there, and then straight on down to 40.
Now,
Poplar Springs Elementary is right there where the drop-off is.
That's 45th. See, that's new.
Keep going.
This road right here used to not be there. You got Poplar Springs School right up here on the left.
Yeah, right up on the left.
Yep.
Right there.
Right, yep.
So somebody just ran that stop sign this morning.
And you know, one of the worst places right now from there, that 40th intersection, if you've ever come up on a wreck there, you can't hardly see to get around. So y'all be careful. And the 29th is full of stop signs that just seem to pop out in front of your car.
They're
every single time. I had somebody, and how rumors are, this is a rumor, and you may not be able to answer rumors here. There was a rumor that possibly some of this could affect even the areas of Savoy. Is there? Have you heard talk of that? Of businesses wanting to head that direction? Boy, he's got
all I'll say is that there's
exercising for a choir.
There's a lot of interest in Lauderdale County.
That's good.
There's a lot of interest in Lauderdale County, and you know, like we were talking about earlier, when one domino falls, what else is going to fall next? And so the future is bright. You know, this is one of the main reasons I ran, is because I love, and I'm about to get made fun of by my wife, but I love business. And this is the business board of the county. And this is what I think is one of our major responsibilities, besides being good stewards of our tax dollars, but is growing our county the right way through economic development and not just by taxes. But if we can grow, if we can make our pie bigger by adding new companies, you know, hiring local, but also having new people move into our area, that just benefits everybody and everything.
So this piece of property is east of the Handy Hardware building, the Southern Pike main warehouse.
It's on Highway 11.
Off Highway 11, the interstate. You can see it there.
You can drive by today and see dirt work happening.
See work, a huge place. Great that we've got that. Is there any news on the old Loblolly site that the county still owns?
That site that site has some interest. Yes, let's just say that. I can't.
Okay, we have let me interrupt something, because there's going to be a lot of people want to know about this. Our friends at Clark County Hot Topics just notified us there's been a school bus accident.
Oh no.
Highway 45 near Highway 18 East.
I know exactly what that is.
No injuries being reported at the time, as the kids are said to be fine. Now let me just show you this. This is going to scare you at looking at this.
It's right. It was that new burn station.
Right. It's a rollover accident. We're saying that the kids are okay. Let's go here to take a look here of what we've got. I'm not sure what struck the bus.
Wow.
That's a blessing if nobody's heard.
Yeah.
A big one.
Them things aren't
as
real
you can see,
easy to flip.
the
they're
kids
not real top heavy, are they?
No, they're not. They're made to not be top heavy.
Yeah,
you still don't want them in high winds, but.
What do you see that right there, Odie?
We got off the road.
Come across, overcorrected pretty quick, went across the road, hit over there, overcorrected again a little bit too quick, and inertia caused the top to roll over.
Ooh.
Now, that's just me. I didn't stay at the Holiday Inn last night, but I do see an awful lot of these things.
I'm sure you do.
I'm glad we can laugh about this. I mean,
yes.
I mean, that is, I mean,
yes.
you know, because, you know, bless those bus drivers' hearts that get up early every morning and do that. I mean, you know.
Well, now there were kids on there. Thank God they're okay.
Yes.
But what we've got to think about is their thoughts, because they've got to get back on the bus this afternoon and get on another bus tomorrow morning and do that day after day after day. They're going to be skittish. They're going to be gun shy. And so prayers go out to each one of the kids that were on this bus, because it just changed their life.
It'd be something they'll never forget either.
They're not going to forget it. Mamas and daddies, we know y'all are going to have a tough time with this, and the kids are going to be scared. Work with them. I'm not going to say you ought to just throw them back on the horse, because kids take different things at a different stride. So whatever's best for these kids, but our prayers are with every one of y'all.
Absolutely.
Man.
So that is kind of shocking to say the least. We don't have that very often there. Let's see here. I was trying to see if we could get some more information on this, and we're digging into that. But again, at the end of the day, what we're being told is no injuries to children.
That's a blessing.
That's a blessing.
That's a blessing.
So as soon as we get more, let's see here.
God's hand is moved again.
This is, as Odie just pointed out, I'm getting information that was probably an overcorrection. Odie did stay at the Holiday Inn last night.
I stayed at the Odie Inn. The Odie Amy Inn.
I just used my CPAP, so I'm doing great today.
There were 8 children on board. Every one of them are okay. Wow. And I think the driver, one person was transported for just to be checked out. Nothing serious. Just one person taken to be checking out. That didn't even make sense.
Yeah, they was getting checking out.
Checking out. I said it a little wrong there. So that's what we have at the moment. As we get more information on this,
it's just, you think about that. I mean, how we're blessed that doesn't happen more often.
Yes,
things like that. I mean, the fender benders are one thing, but something like that's just that. I mean, imagine that being a parent getting that text from the school or whoever.
Oh man,
your kids are okay, but I mean, and the parents are trying to get to work or whatever, having to leave. It's just
that's
very
serious.
Good in a bad situation.
School buses involved. That is all hands on deck. We're all coming. If they say there's no injuries, it doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter.
We're all
coming.
Because you never can tell what's going on. The one thing we've got going for us, we've got a bright future. The sun's starting to come out in Lauderdale County. We're starting to see where big businesses is coming here. We're not just selling hamburgers again. This is something that's going to make a tremendous impact in our county. Now, this is going to start now, already started. Going to take a year or so to get some major things done, but this still will not come to fruition for 6-7 years before we really up to 8 years.
7 to 10 years for it to fully be built out. You will see the shell of a building if by this time next year, if not sooner. For building one.
Right.
And then the challenge is do they do 1 or 2 immediately, or do they do 1, 2, 1? That kind of thing is again, it goes back to what their end tenant wants versus or in cooperation or in conjunction with the power schedule from Mississippi Power. How quickly are they going to get X number of watts this year versus next year? That kind of thing. So as Mississippi Power reinforces or updates or adds new infrastructure and why transmitting capacity, how they do all that is kind of all goes together. But they know all that on the front end. Again, the county or the government has nothing to do with that. We had the land. And again, that's another thing that I want to make sure everybody knows. We didn't give them this land. They purchased it.
And that's good.
That is good because then we can take this money and purchase another site, but not just any site. I'm a big believer in what are we buying it and why are we buying it? We need to be targeted with, okay, we have this piece of property. What can go on that piece of property? Who are we going to try to
get
attract
with the power company and say, if we need this much power again, can you do it here?
Or whatever wattage of power.
Can we get water
right.
here?
What does a potential industry that we want to go after, who do we want to zero in on? What industry do we want to target and buy property that's suitable for them to make their choice that much easier? Because we beat people out for this. I mean, that's the thing. We've always been the bridesmaid. Now we're the bride. It feels great, but we got to get through 3 or 4 years before we start seeing the fruits of that labor. If that makes sense. Yeah. Now, the city will see it immediately. They'll start seeing it in the next 6 months with the sales tax because, as everybody knows, the county gets 0 sales tax.
They get 18% of every 7% that's spent, and that adds up.
It does, and so for the county, we still have a lot of roads and a lot of bridges, and we have a phenomenal sheriff's department that has a lot of good men and women working for them. We have a lot of people that work for the county, and we have a lot of issues that we have to live within our means from now until we start getting that fee in lieu of money in. That extra that's gonna release some pressure on a lot of different areas.
Dave Ramsey always says, "Live like no one else." So later you can live like no one else.
We'll be right back.
Collinsville, Mr. Discount Drugs, your local pharmacy and gift shop, thanks you for your continued support. Whether you shop with us in store, through our app, over the phone, or in our drive-thru, our team will provide the best personalized customer service experience you expect from your local pharmacy. When you call or message us, you are promptly greeted by the Mr. Discount team that's ready to help. When you choose our pharmacy, you're choosing a locally owned pharmacy that cares about you and your community. Collinsville, Mr. Discount Drugs makes a difference.
H&H Residential of Meridian is your #1 carpet and flooring store. If you've been thinking of a new look for your home or office, call for a free estimate or consultation. H&H can install or you can do it yourself. H&H has all of your design needs from color, style, and texture. If you can dream it, H&H can make it a reality. Come see the large selection of hardwood flooring, laminate, vinyl, and even carpet. H&H Residential of Meridian, open Monday through Friday, 9 to 4, 321 Hawkins Crossing Road. Call Rosemary anytime, 601-462-9541.
Well, I just couldn't get there fast enough.
It's all right.
I had too many things open there.
Our chats are still not
Again, we're just finding out that a school bus overturned in Clark County. We will get more information on this as soon as we can.
Everyone's safe and okay.
That's correct.
That's all that matters.
So that's all.
Everything else can be fixed or taken care of.
That's right.
Mm-hmm.
There's another view of the old school bus there I just got.
Wow.
If everybody can see that. What were the preliminary investigation? And again, that's done here, and people that I've talked to that's on the scene is school bus took an exit, maybe ran off the road, tried to overcorrect, and then overturned. 8 children on board. No one was hurt somehow.
8 children?
8 children.
Yeah, okay.
Had there been more.
That's better than 28. I mean, I hate to say that.
Oh, then you have heads hitting heads.
Yeah.
And y'all all know, and I've never quite understood, and they tell me there's a reason, but there's no seatbelts on a school bus.
So, I mean, how often do you hear of a school bus overturning?
Yeah.
It's very, very, very rare. You start locking kids into these seat belts, a huge cost to the bus, but then if you need to get kids out quick, and now you've got somebody that's got to go in and start getting these kids unbuckled and out of the seat belt. Overall, the bus is a very safe mode of travel, and you've never really needed that type of issue. The school bus is built for safety. The seats are high because of that. And I'm glad maybe the comments are not up there right now.
But my thoughts on this. Do seatbelts save lives? Probably. But I do not agree with someone pulling you over and giving you a ticket for it.
I don't either.
That is your car. You should be able to make the decision of what goes on in it. That is, to me, that's just a money-making scheme. Does it save lives? Absolutely, but I don't think you should be ticketed for it if you choose not to do it. That's your business.
We do live in a free country.
We do, except when you get pulled over for that.
You just can't ever own anything.
You can't own anything. You get tickets. That to me is an infringement. But that's my thoughts on that. Oh, we got one comment. Oh, they're starting working. And it is. You're right.
It is the law.
It is the law. I can't change it unless I go run for office.
And he does wear his seatbelt.
I do wear it.
Yeah, I wear mine.
But I do think that it ought to be at your discretion on that.
I had a Mazda MX-6. Back in high school, beat up. It was a great little car, but the smartest thing my dad did, he got that car because it had one of remember those automatic seatbelts cars used to have?
I'd get tangled up.
So when I started, I had that. And now if I don't wear my seatbelt, something feels off. Because I was so used to it, you couldn't unhook it or whatever, or you could, but he told me if I did, I'd be in trouble. And
I'll take your car away.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Yeah, yes, sir. Hey, he's 84. I'm still scared of him.
That's it.
But, and this is, and I've asked JJ some questions, but the end of the day, this is a very, very good day for all
It
of us
is.
here. The governor, and let me ask this, and maybe you don't know this, the governor made the announcement
Yes.
from Jackson. Why was that not done in Meridian with everyone here, or will it be done at a later time?
There will be several things. You know, the governor, you know, with any major infrastructure or investment project, he's involved, and you know, we like him or don't like him. I personally like him. I think Tate Reeves has done a good job, and he helped with this project. But this sure beats the alternative. I mean, there's going to be a big thing. The MBDC is going to do a big thing at the end of the month, and there'll be more ribbon cuttings and shovel things and whatever. But you know, this sure beats the alternative. The alternative of me being here saying, well, when are we going to get something? You've been in here a year. What's going on? You said it when you're running. Everybody else said it when they're running. You know, we've got the airports. We've got the rail. We have the power, too. And that's the new gold rush.
thing.
Yeah, exactly. Utilities, infrastructure, that kind of stuff. But this sure beats the alternative. And we can talk about lowering millage and all that stuff in the years to come. But right now, we just need to be very thankful that everybody was working together. Like I said, from the governor to Bill Cork at MDA to Bill Hanna at MBDC to our state delegation, Billy, Adam, and Jeff, and Mr. Horn, you know, to the board of supervisors, to the city. Everybody was working for the same goal. Nobody tried to mess things up. Well, I'm not, you know, everybody did a great job. We should all be proud of everybody, because this thing could have gone sideways about 800 different ways, as y'all know.
Well, we've seen companies say I'm coming and say, hey, we're here, and then
blah,
pull
blah,
out.
blah, blah, blah.
Well, you know, but hopefully, but see.
Well, the attorney didn't like that.
What was the thing that happened to Kemper County? Y'all remember that livestock thing that went south in Kemper County? Y'all remember that one too?
The beef plant?
Yeah,
but the good thing about loblolly is, in my opinion, you know, sometimes things look great and then don't happen.
Right.
But there's a reason they don't happen, and you may not know that for 20 years later. But what could go there potentially may be 20 times better for our area than what was going there. So, you know, in life, at least this is just a JJism, but sometimes it's better to fail than succeed before succeeding than failing. So, you know, what doesn't kill us makes us stronger. And I think
we ought to be blessed.
Well, exactly. Well, that's what I'm saying. I mean,
You think Edison had it bad?
I mean,
he found 400 ways not to make a light bulb.
Again, if I could share, which I can't, but the quality of companies, the names that I know, you know, that y'all would know, that are looking at our area,
Makes you feel good, doesn't it?
It makes you, especially with this coming. It's going to even reinforce that. I mean, guys, good things are on the horizon, and you know, it is a great time to live in East Central Mississippi, especially Lauderdale County. And I'm very thankful for this opportunity.
All right, we got more coming up. A few more things to go over before we get out of here this morning. We'll be right back.
Yeah.
Here at Meridian Cycles, we're your CF Moto headquarters. And here at the end of the year, we have a special deal on CF Moto C-Force 500 four-wheelers. We're offering these for only $69.99 plus tax and title. It is a fantastic deal. And let me tell you some of the features that this four-wheeler has. This C-Force 500 features aluminum wheels, power steering, and a 2,500-pound winch, all at an incredible price of $69.99 plus tax and title. Come see us at Meridian Cycles, 80 Highway 19 North, right here in Meridian, or call 601-485-8700. Come see us.
Battery power made by steel. Right now, save $50 on select AK System battery tool sets. Real steel. Find yours.
Advanced Auto Glass by Joey can handle all your windshield repair and replacement needs. Service work is guaranteed and covered by warranty. Our technicians are professional, auto glass trained, and have over 100 years of combined experience. Advanced Auto Glass by Joey utilizes in-house calibrations for vehicle safety systems. Most insurances are accepted, and reliable mobile service is available in surrounding areas. Keep cars cool and secure with custom tinting, side mirror replacement, and AquaPal windshield wipers. There's one clear choice in auto glass repair. Advanced Auto Glass by Joey.
Welcome back.
Here we are. We are
Along
back.
with Odie as you're turquoise. I just noticed that.
Okay, I'll go for that. I called it green.
I actually got.
That's what I call it.
I got a shirt that same color. It reminded me of aqua.
We'll go to Lowe's and
aqua.
say, could you tell me what color that is?
It just caught me off guard. I did not notice Odie's color shirt today. My apologies, Odie. There.
Oh, that's all right.
It is a Tuesday morning, and as we're chilly, and we are expecting. I want to go over this now. There is a chance of some weather next week.
Mm-hmm.
We're monitoring this. I don't want anybody to jump to conclusions. There's two theories. One that we'll get some ice and snow, and another that says it's going to miss us and go north of here. We're hoping for the worst of it to avoid us. It is going to be extremely cold. We know that so much so far. It's a 24 to 30% chance at this point of something happening. And as we get more information on this, there's no way here to tell you the truth or to know the future on weather this far out. As it gets closer, we will be here first to let you know of, yes, this is for real, and we'll let you know as it gets there. As it comes, we'll let you know. But we'd be lying if we told you prepare for snow.
We prepare for the worst, so that's part of it. So we get our gloves that's going to keep us warm. If you put sandwich bags on and use rubber bands to keep them over your hand, if we do get snow, man, that makes on some snowballs, and you stockpile them so when your friends go by you.
Somebody else thinks it's turquoise. And it may be.
Look at that. Our comments just come back up. So, hey.
Yeah, is that aqua? JJ, what are you going with? Aqua?
Lori says turquoise. Mint green.
I'm going to go aqua.
Aqua.
Miss Sue said it's a pretty color. It makes my eyes.
Oh boy, they're staring at your eyes now. We got troubles here. We're getting ready for one of the biggest days that is coming up, January 20th, as we'll get a new president. Now, again, I can't help but think this is going to be good for the economy in our area also as this rolls in.
You mean the United States?
The whole,
yeah.
Probably the whole world, really.
Well, the landmass, us.
The landmass down here, yeah.
I'm excited over what's to come. I brought up in the first show, I don't know if y'all heard this, Governor of Texas has ordered flags to be flown at full height on a inauguration day, due to the fact it signifies a new beginning for the United States. I'm sure he'll lower them after that's over, after inauguration day. But at this point, they're lowered for Jimmy Carter's death. I have no problem with that. And I don't know what the beef is around the U.S. That's half-staff to honor a president is okay with me.
Whether you agree with him or not.
Yeah.
I mean, he was a president. He served our country faithfully.
He got the award.
You know, I mean, it is. Look, you may agree with the policies, but anybody that runs for president puts themselves and their family through a lot, and they don't do it unless they love this country.
I don't like Biden. I didn't like the way
but
he
you respect
does
office.
things, but I respect him
Absolutely.
as the president.
Absolutely.
Well, you just thought you'd get a pardon. I mean, come on, Odie.
Well, I'm still waiting for it. I don't want to go do anything wrong until I know he's got my back.
Well, these next 4 years are going to be great for business, for private business. He's going to cut, President Trump, when he gets inaugurated on Monday, he's going to cut regulation, cut the red tape, and I mean, get ready, drill, baby, drill.
Hey, I can't wait to get on that ship, on Carnival ship, and go sailing through the Gulf of America.
Yeah. I thought it was Gulf of Buc-ee's. I saw that somewhere.
Well, we had the opportunity a couple of years ago to make it to Gulf of Mississippi, and we missed out.
Yeah.
Well,
now we got
something big coming up in Meridian on February 22nd. Go ahead and mark your calendars. Okay. This is coming.
Oh, man. Meridian Mardi Gras. If you've got your dog, I think Scotty Ray's thinking about going to the crew of Barkus.
Yeah, never understood that. The crew of all this stuff, but that happens with Mardi Gras. Beads shall be chunked in downtown Meridian. That is a big, fun parade, y'all. It truly is. I hope you can make it out and celebrate some of these activities that go on in our communities. Now, the 20th is also January 20th. Isn't that
Martin Luther King Day?
I thought we had a holiday coming up. So most businesses next Monday will be closed anyway. Schools fall under that also, don't they?
Yes.
So in case there were bad weather that day, it would already be.
Yeah, so they're not going to get a snow day like they're all hoping.
So I don't have to worry about being on calls all day and making decisions. Because I don't come up with decisions. Well, yeah.
You're going to have to be there anyway.
I'm going to be there.
Sorry.
Everybody else got off last week but me. in my office. But that's okay.
As we talk about the bright future that looks, this is also, and let's just be honest about this, this is going to affect Clark, it's going to affect Neshoba County, Newton County, and Alabama. All of these.
Absolutely. It's going to affect this whole 100-mile radius.
I couldn't be more tickled over business coming and what it's going to do for our future. Homes. It's going to be a lot of new homes probably built in the area.
It should be. And then on top of that, if we can get, with Senator Wicker being chairman of Armed Services, if that helps us get the new refueler and the 200 to 300 permanent Air Force jobs that would come along with that.
That'd even be more.
That would even, so again, everybody wants the car manufacturer, the airplane manufacturer, but targeted, right businesses, that's kind of my thing. We don't want anything. We want the right things.
Well, we've got to build our workforce. You can't just jump in with a business when you don't have anybody to work there until you start building up your workforce.
Well, and that's a big shout out to Dr. Huebner and MCC with their workforce training. Being a part of some of these meetings, MCC, East Central Decatur, East Mississippi and Scuba, West Alabama, and even I've heard mention of Jones down in Ellisville.
Yeah.
They're all capable of helping any new industry. I know Dr. Huebner personally says, you tell me what you need, we'll develop a program for it. How can we help you be successful?
Well, hopefully we'll have the schools to be able to get this money to build theirs.
Well, and these companies are big local partners, and they'll want to partner. But the more taxpayers we can make instead of tax burdens, the better off we all are.
Amen to that.
MCC will also help. You've got an existing company with training.
Absolutely.
I used them a lot in the past with training employees. It is they're phenomenal.
They've got a phenomenal lineman school. Just talk to
facility.
Mr. Carroll at EMEPA or any of the people at Mississippi Power. Their lineman program is top notch.
We do a lot of stuff when we bring in stuff for the public. I call down there and talk to them, and it's like, yeah, go ahead. So we show up at workforce development, and that's where we bring National Weather Service in to do all these classes for the community. Great working with those people down there.
Anything that I have left off with all of this as we talk about the new businesses and closing that you'd like to point out, JJ, that we may have overlooked?
One thing that I do want to make sure, because you mentioned it a minute ago, even with Homestead, now is the time to file your homestead exemption. Ms. Hodges, the new tax assessor, they're going to have their offices open on one Saturday a month for the next 3 months. Please go down there. Please file for homestead, because if you don't do it, you lose it.
Yes.
And, if you're 65 or older or just turned 65, I know that only applies to men and not women, but if you just turned 65, please go down there and file for that exemption too, where they can't raise it anymore. It stays, and the first 70,000, 80,000 is exempt or what have you. So please do that. Other than that, stay safe out there. Watch out for deer for the next couple of months, especially because when it's colder, they're more active, especially around daylight and dusk. So any questions that I'm here all day. Any questions? Any questions y'all have that we hadn't talked about? You'd mentioned something about the site and why we bush hogged it for so many years. Because
I had somebody call me last week and said, all right, this is pretty much a done deal. The ground is clear out there. Why are they going back and bush hogging it again? Is that costing the taxpayer more money?
That wasn't us. That was the company doing it, because we had given them an early entrance agreement before the first of the year.
And that answers a lot. But
more importantly, and I want people to understand this, Lauderdale County we're not doing the dirt work. The company is paying for it. That's where that $9 million loan through the state's coming in, because worst case scenario, in 15 or 20 or 25 years, that soil shifts and a crack runs right down the middle of the foundation. Guess what? We don't own it. It's their baby. They did it with their contractors, their concrete. They'll have to fix it. The county, the taxpayers will not be responsible. So that's why that's why when we made a point of wanting to sell the land and not give it away, it's in business, in my opinion, you can't deal from a position of weakness. We dealt in this from a position of strength, as did they, but as equals and not inferior to one another. This is what we can offer you. What can you offer us? one of the largest, if not the largest, capital investment in the state's history. That's pretty strong.
Yeah, it is.
Oh, yeah.
Good, 200 or 300 good-paying jobs. That's pretty strong. 2 to 3 times that in ancillary jobs, support jobs. That's pretty strong. I mean, so, and then what it's going to bring with it, the support companies, whether they be local or other companies putting a new footprint here, expanding here, that's strong. I mean, and then the tax revenue that it's going to bring, not immediately, but in a few years, we're really not going to fully understand the benefits of this probably for a decade. I mean, and that's not, we're such an instant gratification society. I mean, we were talking about this the other day, or a couple of weeks ago, Odie, about on Sunday after church, the only thing that was open was a chicken basket and maybe a grocery store.
And now San Marcos is closed.
I mean, but I'm saying, 24/7, 365, you can pretty much do anything you want to.
Correct.
Anywhere.
Yeah. And even get somebody to bring it to your house.
I don't know about that, but that's just for me. But we have to, if we play this right, we're setting our county up to be financially stable for our great grandkids.
I guess somebody's asked, and I guess that we took for granted and didn't do this. But today our guest has been J.J. Anders, our District 1 supervisor for Lauderdale County.
Oh, I thought we'd said it.
I thought we did too, but somebody, and I guess we took for granted. We know who you are.
Well, I mean, I'm so ugly.
He's one of my bosses, so I mean.
No, we're partners, Odie. We all work together. Look, we all work together. You can ask any of my old employees. Don't make me be the boss. I don't want to be. We're partners. We work together because when we work together, we accomplish more. And again, I know I've said it 3 or 4 times, but I just want to say again, everybody worked together on this, from the governor on down. This was a team effort, a collaboration of a lot of good men and women that had one goal in mind of trying to make Lauderdale County better. And
they kicked us out of the boardroom for at least the last year and a half.
Yeah.
Every board meeting.
Well, y'all got to go. And Scotty Ray, that's another important thing. This came to us in February of 24. We closed this thing in less than a year. We could have closed it a little bit earlier, but that's awesome. Again, I was bragging on Lee Thaggart, our lawyer who has our back and really protects the citizens of Lauderdale County. But lawyers will be lawyers.
That's correct.
And they would drag out, and I love them. I got a lot of friends that are attorneys, but they do it for a reason. They do it because
hourly rate.
Meticulous and wants to make sure
they want to make sure we're protected.
Right.
And you can't put a price tag on that if you can't trust your attorney to have your back and the fine details, which we can. And so a big shout out to Mr. Thaggart and the men and women at his law firm. They do the county a really good job.
All right. Have we got any birthdays?
We do. We have a few. We've got Denise Hopper's got a birthday. Bridget Robbins has got a birthday, and Cora Clark just turned the big 40 today. So happy birthday to y'all. Tomorrow, if you'll get yours back on, we will make up for that today. JJ, you got you a birthday?
Well, I've excuse me. This upcoming Sunday, January 19th, my beautiful angel Emily will be turning
29 again.
I can't remember, but it's a lot younger than me.
It's 28 or 29.
No, I think it's 23.
23. Oh, okay.
Yes,
all right.
Yes. Yes. I mean, we all know without our better halves, we can't.
I'd be lost.
When you call me, Emily's like, "Yes, I'll take the kids to school." It really makes it work well when you have a very supportive wife. And so, happy birthday to Emily.
Another thought that I wanted to put out. Y'all be looking for this next Monday because only Trump would do this. Do y'all remember the garbage truck?
Yeah.
It's going to be in the inauguration as it comes.
Is it really?
Yes, it's
That's
coming.
Awesome.
It was one of those things where he got poked fun at, and he went and got a garbage truck. He also went to McDonald's and worked, and they all thought, he's a fool, but that worked. It resonated with people.
But he's authentic. He's just him. I mean, he's not trying to impress anybody. He's himself.
He is who he is.
And people can see that. I mean,
and it's not many millionaires, and y'all seriously think about this, even somebody that's not a millionaire or a billionaire, but that can hang out with somebody who's got $1 billion and then turn around and talk to the guy that's wearing work boots and make you feel like he knows you.
This guy
I've heard this over and over about him.
This guy stopped the what do you call his traffic, his detail, made his driver stop, got out when he saw the police, the firefighters, and military sitting in the middle of the road watching him go by. He got out, went over there, shook every one of them's hand, and got back in his car and left. The man honors our military, our police, our firefighters. That man honors every one of them and shows them respect.
We couldn't do it without everybody.
Couldn't do it without
Absolutely.
them. And he knows that.
And you know what? You know, hearing his boys talk, about to be President 47 Trump. Yeah. To hear his boys talk when they were kids, you know, they worked hard, but they played hard. And what I mean by that is school was very important. You know, he made sure they made good grades and studied hard. But then they would take them down to the construction sites and give them sledgehammers and let them bust down walls. And you know,
you're going to work.
Teaching them something.
Teaching them something, absolutely. Yeah. It's not only about schoolwork, it's about work. And, you know, you got to have a good work ethic. And teaching your kids that, and sometimes my boys really don't like me when I do that. But
it goes back to: do you want to have friends with them for the first 18 years of their life, and then them not be productive, or would you rather them be not so friendly with you because you are a parent for the first 18 years of them life, and then show them what your tough love did? And see where you got love for the rest of your life because you gave him a foundation to build upon.
When I turned 27 or 28, Wayne Anders got real smart. Before that, he wasn't. But when I turned
one final question.
Yes, sir.
I remember you were at your church not long ago. Yeah. You held a thing with the Mississippi Department of Wildlife.
Absolutely.
Y'all have plans to do another class
Absolutely.
for kids?
In fact, we were talking about it not right around Christmas. Every August, we plan to do a hunter's education course at First Baptist Church. So that's free. Well, there may be something, but we give it to them free at the church. And so as kids 10 years or older can come and take a hunter's education course. It starts about 8:30 in the morning, goes through the afternoon, but it's really informative. We had, Odie, what did we have? 50 kids, 40 kids?
Oh, it was more than that. Yeah, probably 70 kids in there.
It was great, and the game wardens, big shout out to those men, and there's women that serve, but the men that were there that day, they kept those kids engaged. It's hard to keep some 10 to 16-year-olds engaged for 6 or 7 hours, but they did a great job. They made it fun. They made them learn and want to be outdoors. And so as long as I have anything to do with it, we'll do it every August. I would love to come back on in the summer. And once we have the date finalized with them, and because if you enjoy the outdoors like I do, and hopefully my boys are starting to really enjoy them, you know, you've got to have a license. You've got to do it legal, and know the right and the wrong ways to do things, and know that if you shoot it, you eat it.
There you are.
So yeah, we've got to have you back on when it's getting close to that, and we talk.
Y'all know I'm happy to
talk to that. Yeah.
All right, as we come to the conclusion of the show, we always end with a Bible verse. Have you got something picked out for us?
Let's see what just pulled up. We got Isaiah 41. Verse 13, for I, the Lord thy God, will hold thy right hand, saying unto thee, fear not, I will help thee. I tell you, there's a lot of things I've done, and some things I've done alone with not a good outcome. But anytime I ask the Lord and Savior to be with me as we go, he is not just walking beside me, but most of the time carrying me. And he will always be there for us. He will never let us walk astray if we ask him to be on our side. That's the best way to join this world is with having him in our heart. Do it today. Change your life forever. We'll be back tomorrow for Hump Day. It's coming almost halfway through this week. Until then, remember, not only God loves you, but so do we. And we got a happy birthday. Anniversary, 43 years for
Alan and Lisa Carlisle.
The prescription
he can't see over there.
Out of
and I'm blind and I saw it.
Y'all have a wonderful
JJ, thank you so much for being our guest.
Happy to. Thank you, guys.
We'll see y'all bright and early tomorrow morning.
The Scotty Ray Report is brought to you by our following partners.